Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got our final game of the night. We've got Newbee versus Titan, game number 2. It's already underway. Gods, what's the good word?
No, Titan, their win streak's been ended, but
Yeah, Roland was very disappointed.
I got faith. SCA Rising, they'll bounce back. Game 2, I think we'll see another close one.
Yeah.
Titan hopefully have another trick up their sleeve. I mean, I don't think they need tricks to beat Newbee. I think they're just a solid all-around team. So I think that's the big thing here is they got to look at game 1 and say, we fought, went toe-to-toe with Newbee, one of the best teams in China. We can do it again. Let's not try to do anything. Let's not get too rattled. Let's not go and tilt. Let's just keep playing our drafts. And that's going to be the big thing here going into game 2.
Yeah, and that was a nail-biter to the bitter end. It just came down to the Nature's Prophet getting picked off, and then the Lone Druid got picked, and usually at that stage of the game, it's all about the buybacks, and they just didn't have it. So, wow, this draft going by
Jesus, Newbie
very
first pick
quickly.
Sand King. Like this, I mean, denying it from net, but is this hero really first pick worthy? Or I guess it's. I mean, he's definitely a good hero, but
you know, I would say generally speaking, no, Sand King isn't first pick worthy. But the way these teams utilize him, I see why Newbie would want to first pick him here. He wasn't a super driving hero by King J last game. He didn't play poorly, but wasn't quite on the net level. But I think here it's more of just that combination deny pick, and then also it's a hero that they can utilize. So together that makes him kind of first pick material. Yeah. Not quite scary enough that you want to first ban him out, because the 4 heroes we see banned out are all much bigger impact heroes, but still don't want to hand him over to Titan if you can avoid it.
Titan get their trusty old Centaur this time around. So Newbie decide, we'll take out the Nature's Prophet, we'll give away the Centaur. They would have seen this pick coming. They've seen Titan's games, they know what they like to pick, draft, and they know that without Nature's Prophet, they hands down will go Centaur Warrunner. So Newbie see this coming, and they prepare a Lifestealer pick, a hero that matches up very well against Centaur. Great against tanky heroes, has the magic immunity to dodge hoof stomps, and I think this is a smart draft coming out from Zhao Wei.
Yeah, I think so as well. Titan's sticking to what they know, though. The Ancient Apparition Centaur, 2 heroes they've run quite a bit over today and yesterday. I'm excited to see a little bit of Lifestealer, though. We haven't seen too much of him over the past. Did we see him yesterday? I think we saw at least one Lifestealer game, didn't we? I'm picturing some Infest Bombs.
He always pops up. Like he's just like one of those heroes that'll never be
pesky.
He'll never be, unless he gets nerfed even more, which I don't think. It definitely doesn't need nerfs. He'll always be at least relevant in some ways, being a carry with built-in lifesteal as well as magic immunity. So.
I think Lifestealer is a little bit weak right now. I think he's definitely a bit lackluster. Still a hard carry, but
I think he's not a hard carry. I would argue. I think you generally run him as you play him as a safe lane farmer, but you always need that secondary semi carry, like your Prophet, your Storm Spirit, your SF even. Like you can't run him as you only carry
a single core. Yeah.
Because he does not secure or get kills that well. Like most melee, there's very few melee carries you can run a single core. Spectre being one of them, Anti-Mage. The heroes with mobility you can.
Yeah.
Well, Anti-Mage is not even that good at the moment. So Spectre is probably the main melee core hero that you see pop up quite frequently.
Yeah, that's a fair point, though. He's a good carry as long as there's someone else, because I see Lifestealer sort of like Ursa, where you have to deal with him, because if you don't, he's going to do a lot of damage, so teams put a lot of resources into dealing with him, and that's where that secondary carry really comes in. You shut down the Lifestealer, that carry does a lot of damage, or vice versa. But if it's just him, just pick Doom, and that's about all she wrote for Nakes.
Well, Game 1, Clinks was banned. I'm wondering if Titan are going to think about going for a Clinks in this 3rd or 4th pick, because it's still in the pool here. Yamata's played a couple successful games on the Clinks if they want to go for it. The Searing Arrow is going through Magic Immunity now. Gives you a lot of guaranteed damage, so we'll see just what Titan look to do here with these next couple of picks here. They banned out the Storm, the Darkseer. Meanwhile, Newbie banning out the Nature's Prophet as well as Invoker.
Alright, you mean the OD and the Naga Siren.
What? Oh, I'm
that upside-down ban thing again, remember that?
Yeah. You're right. I'm getting confused.
It is confusing, though. You don't expect it to, the Radiant bans just to be kind of arbitrarily inverted there. But there you go. Titan grabbed the Shadow Shaman, and there's that AA Rasta duo, and on the Dire side, particularly potent. We've talked about that Rasta Dire win rate to death, and Newbee will be right back at it with an Enchantress, and they knew what they wanted. They grabbed it just about right away.
Yep.
And a much different draft from last game, but 3 pretty potent heroes on our Radiant side here.
Yeah, Banana, one of the better junglers in China, so I look to him to play this Enchantress, and King J once again on the Sand King, so Pretty staple picks from Newbee, putting people on signature heroes as well, and How, one of the fantastic lifesteal players as well. So I like this Newbie draft. We'll see what they get with this fourth pick of theirs. Probably save their solo mid for last, since they have last pick. They can somewhat counter what Titan get and pick up an offlaner. Nyx Assassin's still in the pool. If they want to run another offlane, Doom's in the pool, but they kind of want like some ranged DPS as well. That's more likely to come from their mid hero, but we'll see exactly what they look to go with this fourth pick.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't understand. Did something just blow up on this computer?
What's going on?
Everyone's complaining that their ears hurt.
I don't know.
I don't understand. Is there a cat chewing on a cable somewhere? Everything seems to be going fine
I think we're
here.
fine.
Or are we at the victim of some trolling here in Twitch chat? I think we may be the victims of another bridge troll.
Well, you can just look at the audio levels on XSplit. See if they're gone crazy. If not,
They look normal as far as I can tell. Everything's muted right now. It's just us talking. There's not even Dota sounds.
Yeah.
We're just watching the draft here. We'll get Roland on it. He'll be our preview monitor here.
maybe someone touched their microphone or something. And
Yeah,
caused problems.
I try not to finger the mic, but
There was a loud
sometimes it happens.
screech, apparently, once.
Well, I don't know. I must have missed it. I don't know. Well, sorry about that, gang.
Newbee got Mirana. Okay, I like this. It's versatile. It can go offlane, can go mid. Generally seen mid lane, I guess, more than offlane. At least in competitive, at least in the pro scene. You'll see a lot of offlane Miranas in your pub games, but generally not where you see them in pro games. At the same time, you can always run Lifesteal. Lifesteal actually goes 1v1 against Centaur pretty well. And that's where I feel maybe Newbee were planning this 1v1 matchup with Lifesteal against Centaur when they picked the Lifesteal. So they could go Sand King, Mirana, Enchantress, offensive trial line if they want.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely so. Lifestealer can have an easy time against the Centaur, and I have a feeling it'll be Mirana mid, but how does Mirana fare against Viper? I guess that's sort of a loaded question, because nobody really fares well against Viper.
Yeah. I mean, your Bottle Crow heroes do well, and Mirana's actually not a good Bottle Crow hero. Bottle Crow heroes can just sit back, spam their nukes, and just heal up any harass using the bottle, but that's not really a Mirana. So, we'll see what this fifth pick's are going to be.
Is that Windrunner? Was that what I heard mumbled over there?
We got the.
All right, we've got it. We've got a Roland prediction here. The Roland report. He thinks a Windrunner's coming out. It's possible.
Yeah. Newbee, do they ban at the TA here? So we'll see where Viper goes. If it's going to be in Yamate's hands in the mid lane and they pick up a carry last, or I think Viper is flexible in the sense that he can go safe lane, but with a Shadow Shaman AA, it's just a bit underwhelming. Like normally you want more killing power, and they go. Oh, I got to hold off saying it.
Well done.
I almost
well
said
done.
it.
That's self-control.
Yeah, look at that combined win rate. Lifestealer, Mirana, Sand King.
Wow.
89%. I mean,
I don't see the synergy between those three heroes.
There really isn't anything like that.
That is
these three heroes is a really good trio of heroes. No, it's just like they're all solid heroes.
Sample, yeah, and they're all solid heroes. Yeah.
They're just all good heroes in their own right. You have good lanes, you have good nukes, you have some carry in there. Like that's just
Wait, is that number just the combined? Like when those three heroes are all on the same team?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And
so that's a really small sample. I mean,
well, at 89% win rate means there would have been that's probably like an 8 wins 1 loss record. I would say.
Okay.
Is my guess. Is that 89%?
My only beef with those stats is what is that out of? Is that out of past WPC? Is that on this patch? Where did those games?
I think I think it's all time even.
All time.
And that's where you go back patches where these heroes were quite different.
Right.
Those stats maybe aren't as relevant.
Well, the Lifestealer in particular. I mean, a few patches ago he was king of the carries, and now he's okay, but he ain't what he used to be.
Well, it's a Doom pick for Titan as their last, so probably the safe lane farmer with Viper mid. AA Shadow Shaman can spend time roaming around the map, moving around. They can even we've seen Titan in the past start with an offensive trial and have the 2 supports backing up a high in that off lane. And if they're expecting Lifestealer maybe solo down there in that 1v1 or attempted 1v1 matchup, maybe they punish it.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Yep. So, well, this is going to be exciting to see this last pick coming out from Newbee here. I think an all-around pretty solid draft from Titan, but they don't have a terrible amount of late game, which makes me nervous. They have one of these drafts where they don't really have a lot of late game. They don't really have a lot of push. I mean, you've got your Shadow Shaman, but he's not a crazy amount. And basically their team revolves around this solid mid-game fighting. Like Doom will be online, Viper will probably have a mech, maybe have an Ags be a little tilted, and a blink on the Centaur, and that's going to be their time to really make it happen. Maybe that like 15 to 35 minute window or something, take some team fights, and if they don't do some crippling amount of damage in that time frame, they're just going to get out-carried here, as we see now. Ember Spirit, the final choice for Newbee, and I think Titan are going to have their work cut out for him here, gods.
It's a bit of a surprise pick, something we haven't seen too much in the Chinese team, but Ember Spirit obviously a very, very strong hero. We've seen this just plow through teams in the Western scene especially, and it's good to know that the Chinese team's not going to be falling behind. That's kind of the I guess the problem they fell into during like the TA3 era, where they weren't picking and playing the Wisp. They just got completely caught by surprise, so they're at least somewhat making sure they use and get familiar with this Ember Spirit hero.
Yeah, and I'll be curious to see how Mu opts to build this hero. I have a sneaky suspicion he'll go for that Flame Guard build. That seems to be how most of these Eastern teams have been running the Ember Spirit, which pains my soul a little bit, but to each his own. I'll try not to harp on it too much. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you think about these drafts? Do you share my concern for Titan in terms of like that kind of mid-game window, or am
I think Titan's got a good draft.
You think so?
I like it. I think Newbee haven't got the strong. Newbee's lanes are going to rely on this Enchantress's movement. The Sand King, not the best laning hero. Mirana's going to be in the offlane, it looks like. So I'm not a big fan of the Mirana offlane, and just don't know how much Zhao can do. So I feel Newbee's lanes are quite weak, just in general here. Ember Spirit mid does okay, but you can pressure him, you can roam him. AA Shadow Shaman, a great ganking duo, and they could possibly kill this Ember Spirit at least once, maybe twice before he even hits level 6.
Begins.
This guy, Ember Spirit, does okay mid. Man, he shits on people mid. Come on now, he is.
He doesn't, not in like straight 1v1s really. Oh, King J almost getting first blooded here. And Ten goes his way, says, "I'll join you on that cliff." Gets himself the first blood. Titan strike, and they strike hard.
Boy.
That double damage room with the boots first. Sand King was like, "Oh shit, I'm in trouble. I got a burrow strike onto the high ground." Then
yeah, luckily he had enough tangos to be able to do
he's
that.
level 2 now. He's gonna find Banana. He may get another kill. He gets the hoof shot. He gets the double edge. He's gonna get 2 kills to start this game. The Ogre Centaur Warrunner comes up big here in game 2. What did we just witness? That is just unheard of.
I have no words to add to. I mean,
well,
oh my god.
He's my MVP. I don't care how this. If Titan win this game, I don't care how they win this game. He's my MVP. He's just. I mean, we talked about Newbee having weak lanes. Their tri lane just lost to an off lane Centaur. They just gave up a double kill.
Yeah, that was his first blood. I mean, he's basically going to start this game just about at level 3 before he even gets to the lane. So, Centaur, he's got his tranquil boots. Game hasn't even started yet.
And he buys a stout shield as well. Like, this is first creep wave, stout shield, tranquil boots. Easy.
Now we'll see if he can transition this into a successful lane presence here. Lifestealer is off to the out of the gate doing well with last hit 7-2, our last hit leader.
This Viper's crushing Ember Spirit right now.
Yeah, and he's doing quite well. Ember Spirit 2-0 against the 6-1 Viper, but don't.
He had to pop a salve already. He's used a salve as well as a Tango, so he's really struggling mid. Like, he's used like 150 gold in regen to get 2 last hits. That's not anywhere near worth it, and that's where Banana says, "My mid lane's in trouble. This is a gank that I need to do and has to work. If this gank fails, it's trouble."
And he's got great creeps for it. And oh boy, KYXY's positioning not so good right now. This Viper's going to be in big trouble. And there will be a Hellbear Bolas to start it off, and that is one dead Viper. Enchantress the one to grab the kill. That gets Newbee on the board, but as you were pointing out, gives Mu some much needed momentum. And still curious to see where he goes with this build. Right now, a 1-1-1 opener, holding on to that last point.
Oh, Zhao at top river. He's battling it out here with Net. And there's a regen rune. It looks like Zhao going to leave it for the Ember Spirit. That's a good play from Zhao, just guaranteeing the Ember Spirit the regen.
Yep. And unfortunately, though, Ember Spirit spent most of that time with Viper out of the lane, just hunting for that rune. So he's not going to be too much better off in terms of CS. Viper comes back 12-2 against the 4-0 Ember. And he is going this Flame Guard build, so...
Yeah, once you get the 1 point, it's like Just
Pretty
getting
much have
one
to commit
standalone
to it.
point's pretty ineffective.
Yeah, that's a fair
And
point.
Viper has got some magic damage to actually burn down the flame, that level 1 flame guard really easily. So you need at least that second point, and he'll pop it up. Blocks a bit of poison damage if he needs to.
I mean, it blocks a little bit of poison damage, but I mean, I see why people are tempted for this build when it's like an Ember Spirit versus a Puck. Like, I at least see on paper how, you know, one would think, yeah, well, it'll absorb all that waning rift damage that he's going to put out. I still think it's a garbage build, but I see the logic against the Viper. I just don't think Flame Guard is a good value.
It's not. I think garbage is a bit strong. It's just the other build is, generally speaking, better. It's at least a lot stronger when you hit that 10-minute mark. In the laning stage, this build's better. Like, this build helps your laning stage a lot more. The problem is when you hit that level 7, level 8 point, this build's kind of has less killing
Does it
power.
really help your laning stage though? I mean, it makes
You have like you have Iron Shell plus magic resistance in one spell. Like that's a good spell.
Yeah, your problem is it pushes the wave though. Like, you can't just use it all
that's what you want to do mid. Like mid lane, you farm and push the wave. Like mid lane pushing wave isn't an issue.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It's not an issue at all. Like, there's no problem just shoving creeps into the tower. I mean, they'll get a kill here as they rotate in. So the support for Newbee, really, what the 1v1 is kind of a moot point here, as Newbee's going to find some recovery just thanks to his team support.
Newbee realizes this is the one lane they want to make sure they win, and I think Yamate is just being a bit kind of I don't know. It's tough because he wants to shut down the Ember Spirit here, but at the same time, he has to play somewhat defensive because all these enchantress Skinks are headed mid's way.
Yep, and here we'll see Extinct. He walks right into it, and this is going to be a kill on the Ancient Apparition, it looks like. And yes, it will. Now Ohio, he's on his way in. Connects with the Hoof Stomp. There's the double edge, and he'll grab a kill on that Sand King. He bursts him down pretty quick. Now Banana, he's in a little bit of trouble as well. And maybe the Nature's Attendants will be enough.
He gave
Arrow?
up the chase. He should have kept going. He needed that next double edge. With the heal, he wasn't going to get that kill.
Yeah. And, yeah. Were you talking about Yamate or the KYXY on the Viper? And what were you talking about right before that happened? You said Yamate, and I think it's KYXY on the Viper.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah, okay, that's why I was confused. I was like, wait.
This whole game, I thought Yamate was playing Viper. I didn't even realize it was KYXY playing Viper. Okay.
Yeah, he's in he's in the safe lane Doom. So
okay, I can see why I confused you. No, I just assumed Yamate was playing mid.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't know, man. He's not even level 6 yet. Like, give the guy a break. Maybe when he gets a Doom, he can start moving, but...
No. Okay.
Yeah.
No, completely overlooked the fact. Yamate's on Doom. That's unusual they switch up the roles. I mean, Yamate, they'll switch up the roles when it's like a Invoker or a Lone Druid. But like for a Viper and Doom, I'm surprised they swap.
Yeah. Well, the big breadwinner this game is this Lifestealer. And even though the Centaur had a really good start, he still can't really do much to slow down the Lifestealer from farming, and he spent a lot of time moving around trying to support the other lane. So How is the last hit leader by a huge margin, 42 CS. Next highest is the Doom up in that top lane. So Newbee with a pretty sizable little edge to get things started here. Small gold lead, but about 1,000 experience lead already.
Yeah, even though Ahai is doing great on the offlane Centaur, the rest of his team are struggling a little bit. Your Doom not fasting as fast as you'd like. The supports, level 3, both of them, so they're kind of doing okay-ish, but not getting a whole lot. And Newbee, another smoke, and probably another smoke towards mid lane.
Yep. Is there a good explanation to why this Doom is getting so out-farmed by this Lifestealer? It seems like they're both pretty much just free-farming. I guess Mirana's
Doom's getting harassed a lot from what whenever I look, his supports are never really with him. He's just kind of like almost solo here. And this smoke is not going mid, it's actually going top. They decided they've won mid lane hard enough with the Ember Spirit level 7 now. They can actually get a kill on this Doom.
Yep, and this is the hero they need to shut down. He's the leading farmer for Titan, and this may end up being an easy gank. Burrow Strike into Sacred Arrow, and boom, shakalaka. That's another one on the board for Newbee. Good news for them.
Yeah, very good news here. That's Ahai's trying to like help out these other lanes. Like he's positioning himself constantly around the mid lane. He's got Stampede now as well, but he's only able to be in so many places at once. Without a Blink Dagger, he can't like. If you TP in without a blink, you're just probably wasting a TP. Like in case like that, Doom's already dead. So you really need a blink to get the return kills, which he doesn't have for another 1k plus gold. He's in a good position here though. Possibly could catch Newbee by surprise at top.
Yep. And we see Banana just sniping a little bit of experience here. Lifestealer, he'll just finish off that bottom tier 1 tower.
That's
scary. Yeah, he's really stacked now. He's about 1,000 net worth ahead of that Doom all of a sudden. It was relatively even. And now things are a little bit more difficult. Doom Looking for the setup, but yeah, he's just lingering down here. He's not farming very much. And Lifestealer,
Dire's
he'll just
top
port up
tower
top.
is under attack.
He's ready to fight. He's hit level 8 now. He's got a good chunk of gold. Ember Spirit's ready to fight as well, and I think Moo may... Well, he left a, what, Fire Remnant somewhere? Well, he's TP'd home, so...
They're hard to see. They aren't quite... You don't get the little icon on the mini-map that's very noticeable. So unless you see him put them down, they're a little bit hard to gauge. But
goes back mid. He's going to go... Oh, gets a DD rune now as well to give him some even more additional damage.
Radiant's middle tower
there you
is
go. Just
under
fills up
attack.
that bottle. Already has his phase boots up. That'll be another tier 1 tower going the way of Newbee. And
Dire's top tower
even
has
like in the
fallen.
draft stage we talked about it, Newbee
Radiant's
have the
bottom
obvious
tower
carry
is under
advantage here with an
attack.
Ember Spirit and the Lifestealer. And the fact that they're winning this early game so handily, already like 3,500 gold, 2,000 experience, that's scary. This is the time of the game when they should be struggling.
Yeah, their lanes were not meant to be that strong. We saw it with the Centaur getting those kills, but the I feel like the Titan supports, they have actually done next to nothing this game. Shadow Shaman 0-0-0. Hasn't really done much as far as rotation goes. And AA just the 1 assist this game.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is more on the Shadow Shaman. The AA, yeah, he can pull some rotations. The Chilling Touch helps, but Shadow Shaman is your big ganker. He's the one with the disables, the burst damage from Ether Shock. He's going to set up those kills, and he just hasn't been too mobile. And
Dire's
now
middle
Titan
tower
might just
is
have to
under
watch
attack.
their last tier 1 tower fall. Maybe they'll come in for a defense, but they really don't have a lot of tools to make this an easy fight.
Yep. So far, the early game's just been decided by Banana on the Enchantress. If these smoke ganks hadn't been successful, it'd be Titan ahead in the early game. But he had 3 smoke ganks, 3 kills, 2 on mid, 1 on the carry Doom, and that's like the exact kind of the targets you want to be going for with those smoke ganks. So it's given Newbee a really good early game lead. They're still not in the clear because you look at a team like Titan. Sure, they don't go well to the late game, but then mid game when they get like a blink on Centaur, they get a mech up on the Viper, they get Doom with what looks to be a Vanguard. They're going to have a pretty tanky 5v5 team fight.
They certainly will. And you're right about this Vanguard on Doom. It looks like that'll be his choice with this Ring of Health. And a 4-man smoke from Titan. Okay, now they want to start getting aggressive. They've got a Doom ultimate off cooldown, and it's time to pick up some kills. I think the right choice, Centaur, still not really that close to Blink. Only about 1,400 golden savings. Then Mirana, she'll leap away. Stampede been used. Looking for the Doom. Does get the Moonlight Shadow off. And I don't think this will be successful. That's a wasted Doom, Stampede, and Smoke. And they get nothing out of it.
That was really bad from Titan. Not so much bad play, but just really bad outcome. Like I think going for a smoke, looking for a kill at that point in the game was the right idea, but the outcome, not getting a kill, using 2 key ultimates.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, Newbee are farming in like 2-3 different lanes plus their jungle. Really bad outcome.
Doesn't get too much worse than that in terms of the strategy in mind. Now, How did pick up an Ogre Club. So let's take a look. What is he
He's going
for
Sanjin
here? Yeah, I think it has to be. Interesting. Not a bad choice on Lifestealer. Based on how far ahead they are, I'll give him a nice little mid-game edge. Kind of anticipating perhaps that Titan will want to be team
You don't want to
fighting
go
in the
armored
upcoming
against
moments.
Doom. You get Doom with your armored on, you lose a lot of HP. And
Yes.
I think in general, like, the standard Yasha build is very... Like, we talk about melee carries, you have to have mobility. That's where Lifestealer goes these super mobility, movement speed item builds to make up for his lack of mobility.
Yeah. And we will see this bottom tier 2 tower actually taking pretty heavy pressure in the mid.
Yeah.
Net. Oh, that's an easy kill. That's level 4 Shadow Shaman versus the level 9 Ember Spirit. It doesn't matter what build you go for. That Shadow Shaman, he's going to be in big trouble. And Moo basically just walks over and uses that Immolation Aura.
Right. And they're getting a tier 2 bottom. King J's got his Blink Dagger now as well. Everyone on Newbee suddenly looking very scary. Moo going to find himself with an infested Lifestealer inside of him here. They're on the prowl. They're heading towards his top lane and possibly going to get a kill on this Doom, who does have his ultimate backup, so possible for a retaliation.
Yeah, but now Yamate, there's a courier here as well. Unfortunate bolas don't connect on couriers, so that probably would have been a kill. Moo will be the one to take the ultimate from Doom. Stampede comes in, will be enough to keep Doom alive. Hal just trying to lay in the right clicks, looking to do some damage here. Won't have another infest up. Shackles come, and this Naix is in big trouble. Doom will expire from this Ember Spirit here. Sleight of Fist forward, and Lifestealer survives. Ancient Apparition did get picked off while we were watching this. And there's a Fire Remnant forward. That was a little bit laggy as he hops back to the right place. And yeah, now in WP. In a little bit of trouble here. Arrow will connect. That'll stop him from porting out. Doom falls, and so will Net. Is this the same Titan we saw in the last game, Gods? Because this is looking like it could be a quick game. Newbee
They're
just
getting outmaneuvered so hard.
taking him by brute force here.
To think that the start Titan have, like they had such a tough game 1 loss, a game they could have won, and some would argue that they should have won. And then they bounce back, and you got to say, okay, they're going to be demoralized. Game 2, they go off to a good start. Centaur gets a double kill before the creep waves even meet, and Titan going to be pumped up like, sweet, we've got this game 2, we've got an early game lead, and no, not the case. They're just getting crushed right now. This is 13 minutes in, almost a 10k gold lead.
Yeah.
That is. Yeah, really bad.
Well, we'll see some initiation at this tier 2 mid. Sand King will be the first to get picked off. Titan have already used some of their big ultimate, or their big abilities. And Shadow Shaman falls before the Moonlight Shadow comes out. Newbee looking to reinitiate here. Sleight of Fist comes and won't connect with any bolas. Maybe could have picked up a kill on that Viper, but they will just back out.
That was the Centaur Blink just coming up. Gets a kill, but even when the Centaur Blink catches Newbee by surprise, it's still a 1-for-1 trade. A support for a support. Sand King for Shadow Shaman. I mean, slightly better for Titan because the Sand King's more farmed, higher level, but realistically, they wanted to get a core hero with that Blink Centaur, I imagine, when they first pick it up. And now, Newbee know this Blink's online, so they'll be more careful.
Yep. Absolutely right. And when you get those Blink daggers, it's good for a surprise kill like that, and then you learn your lesson and realize, okay, Centaur's a little more farm than we gave him credit for, and now we won't put ourselves in such an awkward position. Doom did suck up one of those Wild Wing Rippers, so he does have the toughness aura. It makes him a little bit tankier and does help in pushing. Did go for that Vanguard first, an item that obviously I'm not a big fan of, but we'll see how it works for him. He's in the front lines. Epicenter was charged up, and Vanguard ain't going to do much against that. Doom will be the first to fall in this fight. Now KYXY the target of choice. There's another defensive stampede from the Centaur. He'll blink forward. They're trying to focus King J. They will secure that kill, but it will cost him their Viper. Now, Xiao 8 on the run as Ohio chasing him down. Net. He's just going to get right-clicked down by Hao. Another easy kill coming out for Newbee.
Gets the Blink TP off, so looks like Centaur's going to live, but that's 4-for-1 trade. And
yeah.
Tier 2 tower mid will go down without a doubt, it looks like, and suddenly this, like, Ember Spirit's level 11, has Phase Drum, 600 gold. Lifestealer Hao's got himself, it looks like, most of a Sanjin Yasha. It's looking pretty grim for Titan right now.
You were absolutely right about this Enchantress, though. The opening of this game hinged on the back of Banana and his ability to set up kills, and he's now 3-1-6. He's been involved in 9 of these 13 kills Newbee have put out, and he's a big reason that Newbee are so far ahead.
I think Titan just like, if Yamate was on Viper, he plays a lot more just defensive in the mid lane in general. And sure, it's smoke ganks, you don't see him coming, but I feel KYXY was playing very aggressive, KYXY is more like a lane dominator. He loves to try to zone out and win his matchups 1v1. The problem is, in top tier Dota like this, you see those smoke rotations, and that's where you get punched.
Yep, and Moo, he'll be a little bit too far forward in the mid lane, maybe a bit overzealous there. He'll get doomed, and Titan gets thrown a bone as they grab pretty much a free kill on that Ember Spirit. Though, some space was opened up, and now this top tier 2 tower will fall.
Yeah, without Doom, not going to see a defense on this. And yeah.
Yep. So that will now make it 6-0 in total tower count, so an obvious huge gold lead for Newbee, at least 12,000 in their favor. And experience, not quite that high, but still about 7,500. They have a very sizable lead set up for themselves.
Yes, and they can think about going towards Roshan fairly soon. Even just the 1 point in the Enchantress Untouchable helps them tank it up if they want to. Speaking of Enchantress, Mech is coming, and it's coming right now.
Wow, look at this. Newbee with 3 Drum of Endurance.
Yeah, Drum is a good item. Like, it's one of those items you can stack as, like, 2-3 drums, I think is fine. It's so good just on its own as like a stats item for
You think
a hero.
so?
Yeah.
Even 3 isn't kind of overkill with the...
You don't buy it so much for the aura is the main thing.
Yeah, no,
it's not like a Mecha or Vlad's where you're getting it because it's a team fight aura. You get drums for yourself half the time. Like, you're getting it because it helps you out become... It's like why you get like a Ring of Acolytes, like a good stats item.
Oh no, Moo, he's gonna get picked off again. He walks right into the entire team of Titans. So he falls, and yeah, I mean, you're definitely right about Drum of Endurance. It's not an item. I've never met anyone who's been like, guys, I got my drums. Let's get moving with this movement speed aura, and it's definitely not a
net at top lane.
Not that kind of an item, but yeah, we'll see the drums get showed off here for Hao as he just finishes him off and hops inside the creep. Nothing they can do about it. Yeah,
Sand King's nearby, so yeah, you don't want to try and hang around and go for that kill.
Yeah, just an easy kill right there for the lifesteal. And he forces back a few TPs as well. Prevents Titan from knocking down that bottom tier 1 tower, which they were pretty close to doing.
Yepers.
Yepers.
Yeah, for Titan, I'm not sure what the go-to plan is here. They've lost all their outer towers. They're going to be just stuck in their own base now for a while. Newbee can just starve them out, get map control, buy a gem if they want, and just not give Titan anywhere on the map to get any farm whatsoever. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure how Titan deal with that.
I think Enchantress has her mech coming out. Yes, she does. That headdress on the way. So another big item pickup that'll level out the mech game here. And yeah, Sanjin Yasha complete on the Life Stealer. It looks like the Ember Spirit working on a Battle Fury, has himself the Perseverance, and still a little ways off grabbing those last 2 core pieces, but well on his way. Blink already up on the Sand King, and Mirana, either a BKB or a Desolator coming out following her Dome of Endurance after the Aquila.
They've
So
smoked up here. It looks like 1 or 2 of the heroes actually got revealed, although, yeah, I think Newbee spot this one.
oh, they still find some initiation though. Enchantress, the target of choice, does get the Nature's Attendance out, but
The arrow.
won't heal her up enough. Roster wards come down. They'll finish off the Sand King as well. Doom ultimate flies onto the Life Stealer. They will grab a kill onto the Shadow Shaman as well as the Ancient Apparition. As Moo comes in, that's going to make it a 2 for 2 to get things started. All 4 supports have been killed here to get this fight going, and oh, Centaur, he catches the Mirana.
3 for 2. Titan actually coming out on top of this fight so far. Ember Spirit maybe thinking about re-engaging.
Yeah, and he'll throw some bolas. Does not connect on any heroes, just the creeps.
Ooh, absolutely stumping. Dodge your high going for a TP out. Bowler's on cooldown, so Chase is now on for the other 2 heroes. They know Centaur's not here.
Yeah, bolas connect, and there you go, forces 2 TPs out. That is one way to deal with the Ember Spirit. Bolas, even though they keep you in place, they don't stop you from channeling a TP. Well, there you go. Titan minimize their losses, and they take a decent team fight right there. Like you said, 2 for 3, kind of plateaus the gold experience lead. So, not bad, not particularly good either.
It's good. It's just Titan being able to get out of their own base, because the worry is once you've lost all your outer towers, Newbee just get complete map control, jump anyone who leaves the base, and Titan never find a way to move on out. So it's a good sign that they can still fight. They're not completely out of this game, and they just need to do basically go for a couple more smokes, similar to what they just did.
And part of their problem, though, is this is really when their heroes peak. And another 10 minutes, and we'll see these heroes on Titan just start to fall off. Doom going Vanguard into an Ag Scepter, and speaking of Doom, he's going to be in some trouble. We'll take a Burrow Strike, jukes the arrow, but there's the Ensnare coming out from the Enchantress. Stampede, and everyone survives, but forcing out the Stampede from just a Burrow Strike, arrow, and Snare, that was a pretty low-risk initiation there. And
KYXY is going to have to TP and TP soon. Arrow's coming as
do
well.
just that.
Arrow going to be
Dire's
a bit
middle
too late.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, but I mean, Viper just has no item progression.
Maybe you sign to Roach? Oh, actually, man, it's not, because Titan are right here. We'll have to, that'd be a bit of a trap.
So I'm a little bit surprised to see this build from Doom, though. Phase into Vanguard and now into Ags. Very strange.
I think his rationale is that he's so tanky that he's going to stay alive a long time in the fight. Looks like they're going to kill. Oh, my lifesteal got no air. That didn't even require a Doom, but he's going to be dooming generally the lifesteal in the fight, and that means the Doom is going to last an extra long time, because whenever you're next to them with the Ag Scepter, it doesn't tick away on the actual
The duration.
Yeah, duration.
Yeah, it keeps refreshing.
So in that sense, like if you take out the lifesteal with Doom, can the other 4 heroes kill the Doom? With a Vanguard plus Ags, they can, but it's going to take a lot of focus fire.
Yeah, that's true. Battle Fury now up on the Ember Spirit, so he is a little bit more scary now. Still not even close to his peak, but of course does do a bit more damage.
Yeah. So Titan have turned this game around a little bit. Not so much as far as gold goes, but as far as actually stopping Newbee from... Newbee for a while were looking like they were just snowballing out of control, had all the momentum in the world. This gold grab was just going one direction, but now
they've stalled the momentum for now.
It's
still a sizable lead, but yeah, they're still in it. They still have a chance here as Ember Spirit cleans up this wave. I think if Newbee could just get a pick on one key hero, they could take Roche, and then things will be a little more difficult for Titan. But Titan have done a good job finding picks around the map. It's really this Viper right now that I think needs to make some progression. He's had basically Power Tread's mech, and that's it. He's now got himself the point booster, so he'll be tanking up just a little bit, working towards his Ags, but his farm is just lackluster at this point.
Yeah, once he has the Ags, things with the short cooldown will help a lot. And just in team fights, like having a Viper against Lifesteal, always a nice little tool to have that Viper strike, which goes through the rage as well. So we may not even see Dooms on the Lifesteal if the plan is to Viper strike, and maybe Dooms can actually be on heroes like Ember Spirit, especially once Ember Spirit starts getting more and more farm.
Yeah, one Battle Fury is scary enough, and I'm sure it'll be two. Actually, not positive. He could switch it up, could just go into a Desolator here, but probably just going to be going for a double Battle Fury into crit kind of a build. That seems to be more common these days. Yep.
Well, it looks like an arrow actually caught Yamate out here in the trees.
And there's his Ag Scepter.
Alright.
So,
That's 1900 HP, not that much armor on the Doom. This is one of those points where maybe you consider getting that frost armor creep, but...
yeah, and that's what's actually a little bit scary. Only a 3+3 here with the Basilius is... he's just squishy. That's such a small amount of armor, that Lifestealer. If he doesn't get doomed, then either the Lifestealer or the Ember Sword, even the Mirana, they'll be able to land the right clicks and really do a lot of effective damage.
Yeah, and Mirana's not even going for BKB with this Mytho Hammer. It's going to be a straight Desolator to try and burst down this Doom using physical damage, which is the right way to go.
Yeah, I like that choice.
Top
Desolator's a scary item, and that also means that the Ember Spirit doesn't have to get it. He'll be free just to grab another Battle Fury or go straight into crit. They do force out the Glyph from Titan pretty easily.
We need to be careful
here.
bottom lane. He may get ganked by the Doom.
Yep. And there you go. There's the ensnare.
Any TP is gonna be a 4-second TP, but
that will not be enough for a kill.
Yeah. So and Doom gets used. Oh, it's actually close. Not enough damage. Still close.
Actually,
very close.
a little too close for comfort there. Yeah, that upgraded ultimate does a little more damage than I was giving it credit for. That's scary.
Wow. If that was a max level Doom at level 16, well, he's so far away from level 16. I don't know. that's a big if. I click him and I'm like, oh, level 11. What am I?
I was gonna say, yeah, if Doom was +5 levels, then yeah, this would be a different game right now. I think that's fair analysis.
Yeah.
But how's this Ancient Apparition doing? Extinct. How's his farm? Yeah, it's pretty lackluster. Yeah. He's got brown boots, medallion.
At this point, I like his skill build, considering how the game went. Like the Chilling Touch isn't going to offer as much as like the Ice Vortexes, and hopefully as Disable when you're playing on the back foot.
You know, Chilling Touch is one of those abilities that it's so good, but it's almost a one-point wonder. It's really good for that first level. Maybe that second point, but
if you're fighting lots early, it's good. But like there were no fight. Like AA did not get a.
Yeah.
It had 1 assist the first 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah, it just doesn't scale particularly well with the additional points. The extra max attack is good, but the cooldown is still long enough at the extra levels that you pretty much only use it 1 per fight anyway. So it's yeah, I guess it's worth leveling if you're in a really aggressive fight.
Newbee find themselves a Roshan. This is going to go uncontested. It looks like they may trade this for a top tier 1 tower. Glyph is being used, so see if Newbee come back to defend, but Roshan going to go down first.
Yeah, I think they'll be happy to trade one of these tier 1 towers. Ult will fly in and just connect with most of the heroes, but it doesn't matter. Roche falls. There's the Desolator on the Mirana. Aegis of the Immortal goes to the Lifestealer. And Newbee have pretty much all the tools they need to take a keen team fight here.
They got a gem. Let's say I saw them de-warding. They've got a gem now on Banana, realizing that they can just starve out Titan, force them back even deeper into their own base once they push out these waves, and that's what they're going to probably spend the next minute or two doing. Have Xiaowei push out top, push out mid, push out bottom, ward up the enemy side of the map, which they've already done a pretty good job of, and just make it really hard for Titan to do much.
And now Lifestealer, he's also got a Basher complete. So that is a little bit scary.
Mirana, I think Mirana wasn't sure if it was safe at top lane, so shoots an arrow through the trees, knowing that those heroes were hanging around. Doom only just TP'd out. That was actually really smart from Xiaowei, because if he pushed out that lane like 5 seconds early, he would have probably died.
Yeah, Shadow Shaman lingering in the trees here, but net will be okay for now. There is a smoke from Newbee. It still has some duration left. They'll wrap around the mid lane. Maybe they can catch KYXY. He is on that Viper now with an Ag Scepter complete. So Viper Strike on that ultra short cooldown.
Yeah. See if this Viper, like, Aghanim's ulti is nice. Also getting closer, like that's actually a level 3 ulti that's coming up fairly soonish. Viper level 14.5, so looks like, well, we'll see Newbee just say, look, we're not giving you more time to get farm and levels. We're going to go high ground and mid.
Yep, and there's actually a Crystallis on the courier for that Ember Spirit. So just Battle Fury into crit. Not a bad way to go. No Glyph available from Titan. They already forced it out once. And they'll just put Hao in the front lines. He's got the Aegis, and he's a good one.
Force out the Serpent Wards just to be used defensively. And This is where like they have all the drums we were talking about. They just use these drums to whenever they're like doing damage because it gives you decent attack speed with every charge as well as movement speed. So if they time it so they don't stack them, that's 15 potential uses of a 10% bonus.
Yeah, you're right. They've been using...
The aura's only what 5% or something?
Yeah.
It's a 5% movement speed aura. That's pretty garbage.
Yeah, they've been using these drums a lot. There's only one charge left, I think, across all of them, and it's on that Mirana.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's one left on the Embersphere. They've got 2 charges left.
They've used a full what 13 charges of drums.
Yeah, that's a good thing to point out. At least they're making good use of the items. That's for darn sure. So Titan, they've got a 5-man smoke, and actually Doom in the front lines with an invisibility rune. He will hold this high ground, and
that's not the hero you want to go on who has an Aegis. You have to avoid the Aegis carrier.
And they have a gem here as well, and I think it's the Enchantress that's carrying it. Yep. She's sprunking in the background here.
And Newbee, Titan, they're teeping out. They don't want to take this fight because they can't go on the lifestealer. If they had someone else like an Ember Spirit running at them, they could take the fight, doom him, kill him, then either back off or look to try and kill some supports. But lifesteal in the front lines with an Aegis is just a no-go.
Yep. Frost Awards coming up in about 25 seconds, but I think Newbee can kind of just rinse and repeat, pressure the base. There will be a glyph available this time.
Yeah.
But they're still...
It's already so low. Ooh, bottom lane, though. Move. Trouble. He's dead.
He'll get doomed. He'll get turned into a chicken. And there you go. AA's ultimate will fly in. But meanwhile, in the mid lane, they won't get it for free. KYXY, he gets engaged upon. That'll be an easy kill going the way of Newbee. So Ember Spirit... for the Viper, both mid heroes get killed, and now Newbee. They're just going to go straight forward. Rust Awards.
Doom as well. This could just be straight up
Dire's
Braxis.
middle tower is under attack.
Without Doom, without AA ultimate,
Dire's
well, it's just 10
structures
seconds
are
on AA ulti,
fortified.
but it's still trouble.
Yeah, there's the Centaur. He hops forward. Hal taking pretty heavy damage. Still has the Aegis in tow, so he's just fine. There's the Rust Awards coming down. A couple of them will get cleaned up, but
Back for now.
Newbee will just back out. Biding their time, but they're running low on cooldowns. Now they have no glyph, still won't be up Doom up for 55 seconds, and Rust Awards were just used.
And then Ember Spirit 10 seconds till he respawns. They can just go for a push with him. They probably want to try get Rax as well. They've got the Aegis. They've got about 2 minutes left on this Aegis. Shadow Shaman gets a Blink Dagger, but this is not going to be... you can maybe get a Blink Hex on someone like Zhao Wei, who does a lot of damage and is fairly squishy on that Mirana, but apart from that, I don't know how useful this is going to be. And
There's an Abyssal coming
God,
out.
that's disgusting farm from Hal.
Yeah, I like this heads-up play from Titan. They'll put down a Sentry Ward in anticipation of this, but Yamate, he gets caught. He'll be the first to fall. That'll be the end of his dominating streak as Ember Spirit joins the fray.
And he's got no buyback.
Great initiation from Newbee.
No buyback, no Serpent Wards, no Glyph, buyback mid-rack.
No buybacks at all for Titan. They're in really big trouble here.
At least Rax is going to take a fall here, at least one set.
Dire's middle barracks are
If
under
not two.
attack.
Yeah, that top tier 3 tower only at about half health. Glyph won't be up anytime soon. Still a little ways off Rust Award. Centaur does have a Stampede if they want to try and engage something.
Yep.
But no, they'll just leave the base.
And like you say, they'll swing top.
Dire's
So
middle
already half
barracks
HP. They get the
fallen.
Desolator minus armor on the tower, and Hal just
Dire's
right-clicks this
top
one down. With his
tower is
Aegis
under
up, he's not
attack.
worried about too much.
Yeah, certainly not.
8 seconds, they're not going to
Dire's
risk it here
top
with
tower
Doom
has
coming back.
fallen.
And also, their Aegis is about to expire. That's the thing. Doom's respawning and Aegis has about 20 seconds left on it. So they take the safe choice, back off. They'll probably even wait so long as like the next Roshan before they try push Raxus again, get another Aegis on their side. If they want to play things ultra safe, and I think there's no real reason not to do that.
Yeah. Well, they're in this point now where they know they've got a sizable lead. It's upward of 15,000 gold, 7,500 experience. They just don't have to force the issue. It's not worth the risk at that point to, force the racks. They got what they came for.
It's up to Titan to make a play and make something happen right now.
Yes, exactly. Pressure is on the Dire.
Ball's in their court, and by no means are they in an advantageous position. They're on a huge back foot here. They can go for some big YOLO smokes, but like, what can you actually make happen with their farm deficit?
And Ember getting pretty close to a Daedalus at this point. Has about 2,000 gold in savings. Already has the Crystallis up. So he won't be too far off that big hard-hitting crit stick. Enchantress working on her Ag Scepter. Still a little ways off the mark, about 1,500 gold till she'll upgrade that Impetus. Mirana probably working towards the Lincolns here. Sitting on just an ultimate orb.
Maybe even a Manta. Let's see.
Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe.
That's Lincoln's, you're right.
Did he
I
grab
guess
a
yeah.
precision
You've got the,
range?
you're against the Doom. You can use it on teammates as well, even if the Mirana herself's not being Doom.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of stuff to break it between the level death, you know, Viper Strike is a pretty short cooldown once he gets the Ags, but still not a bad item, just something extra that Titan will have to deal with here. Looks like Doom working towards a Halberd, has the Sange up. Could be an SNY, but I think Halberd makes a little more sense against this fat life stealer.
Yeah. Well, for Titan, they've lost mid-raxes, and they know that Newbee's going to be coming at them again soon, so they just got to prepare as much as they can in this short amount of time so that they're as ready as possible for this next push coming their way.
Yep. 18 to 12 and only 33 minutes of gameplay. Newbee, they're just looking solid. I mean, Titan have played well throughout this second best-of-2 series. Game 1 was pretty close to the bitter end, just some minor missteps by Titan, and that around that like 45-minute mark cost him the game. And here, Newbee just hit the ground running straight out of the gate. Well, all right, maybe not straight out of the gate, but straight after Ohio's brilliant opening with this Centaur. They just put the pressure on. They shut this Viper down, and Titan have, it feels like they've just been on the back foot since that first gank on Viper, really.
I was excited for Titan when I saw the double kill for Centaur to start things off, and then getting involved in more kills, but as soon as Viper started getting shut down, it was something like this. Oh crap! This Viper does not have good mid-game presence when you're behind on farm. You do not really have a good comeback mechanic to farm either. So this Viper is been pretty low impact. 1, 4, and 3 for KYXY.
And there will be a rotation down bottom. Haystroon onto the Lifestealer. He'll get hexed up. And there's the Shackle into Serpent Wards. How definitely in trouble. Will get off the rage though. And Moonlight Shadow flies.
Hey, the Serpent Wards missed him.
Oh,
The
wow.
Invis Moonlight Shadow saved him. Because if those Serpent Ward hits actually landed, he dies to the Ice Blast Shadow. But
yep. That was
unfortunately no detection for Titan there.
Bit too close for comfort there, Mr. Lifestealer.
Yes.
Whew. To be fair, he had absolutely no idea that Rasta was hiding in the trees. That was a smart little play to be tucked away kind of in the trees there. But
Roshan back in 1 minute. So
yeah, and Rasta Wards, they'll be coming up right around the same time Roche does.
well, Titan can maybe try and make a play on the Roshan pit if they hit a nice Ice Blast, combine it with a Doom. Things could go alright for him, but it's going to be tricky.
Tricky indeed, and they're not in a good position to take the Roche pit. I mean, they've got Rasta Wards in the AA ult. Usually those are things that go well in the Roche pit, but aside from that, they just don't really have a team that synergizes well with taking a fight in close proximity like that.
Well, for Newbee, back to pushing out these lanes. They don't have to worry too much about mid. They've already got the Raxes there, but they'll send Ember Spirit towards the top lane. Leaves the Fire Remnant at bottom so he can get back to bottom to join up with the Lifesteal if he wants to. But for now, he'll push out this top creep wave and just deny any potential just counter/split push coming from Titan.
Just farming away. Roche up very soon, and I think that'll be... Oh, he's actually up, that Wild Wing Ripper. Going hard, and...
Newbee knows, so they can make their way towards it. There's a good Titan vision, though. Around the pit as well, so Enchantress hasn't managed to deward those with the gem for the time being.
A little bit surprised to see this Doom now transitioning into a Sange and Yasha.
Yeah, me too.
I thought that was going to be a Halberd for sure.
I fully agree. Evasion against Lifestealer, well worth it. Against the Sleight of... I've heard different stories. I'm not sure if the Sleight of Fist can be evaded or not. People are telling me yes, and then more recently I've heard that no, you can't. So I don't know. Is the answer on that?
Take us.
I honestly don't know either. That's one of those. Sleight of Fist is such a weird ability. It has its own kind of... Oh, wow. Throws down a sentry.
Yeah, let's see. He saw them somehow. Arrow not going to be on... Ooh, just misses Titan at the tier 3 bottom tower.
Yeah, so a noble effort from Newbee, but that Moonlight Shadow... Label it unsuccessful, and they won't grab any kills. Titan.
This is going to be like one of the first times I've seen a Sange and Yasha Doom, though.
Yeah, that's... I mean... I think Sange and Yasha is a little bit lackluster in general. Picking up a Sange and Yasha at like the 35-minute mark is even more lackluster. So where that item really shines is it gives you a huge mid-game edge. It has a really easy build-up, and if you can get it early, kind of like this Lifestealer did, you can use it to further your momentum and kind of use it as almost like a farming tool and give you some more teamfight presence, a little bit of movement speed. I just don't see the synergy here for Doom. Like, this build is all over the place. First he tanks up with the Vanguard, then he goes for that like more utility-based Ags to make sure that whoever he dooms is locked down, and it does a bit more damage. It also helps him tank up, and then he goes the Sanch and Yasha, which is sort of like...
I feel like his reasoning is something along the lines of, hey, look, my Aghanim Scepter ulti means Doom is, like, permanent, but I need the movement speed to be able to keep up with them and, like, chase them down.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like, I think the Sanj and Yasha is a combination of tanking up further as well as getting movement speed to synergize with the Ag Scepter. I mean,
yeah.
It's kind of pushing it as far as synergy goes, but it's...
I see the logic, though. Yeah, I see, like, where on paper how that could make sense.
I don't think it's the best build to go this game, but I can see what he's kind of thinking.
Yeah, it's... Well, we'll see how it works for him here as this fight's about to break out. NWP, boy, is he taking heavy damage. That Ember Spirit started it off, and then the follow-up from that Sand King. With Doom low, he has to go back to the well, and they'll just rotate straight into the Roche Pit.
It looks like a free Roche, but Yamate says, I'm not going to go back to Found to heal. He wants to maybe contest this one. Making his way towards the pit.
It certainly does. With a blink on the Centaur as well as the Rasta, they could potentially make a strong contest here. And Newbee, they won't commit to it. They see Titan posturing around the high ground.
Yep.
And they will back out for now. This is pretty tense. I feel like this game is just hanging together by a thread right now. This, kind of at any moment, a big team fight could break out that could seal the deal here.
Well, if Newbee win a team fight, it's more or less over here. No buybacks on the die side. Only Life Select with any buybacks in this game, and they're going to try to go high ground here. Bottom lane, looks like... Well, Life Select actually... Oh, they miss him there on the high ground. That smoke gank. Not succeeding, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just so strange how Titan recognized that one bad team fight will completely cripple them here. So they're playing this so cautiously, where they're like poking, they're like teasing Newbee right now, just like, you wanna try to gank me, and then instantly they all just back off, and it's actually working right now. They're stalling, and Newbee are they haven't really been able to do anything the past couple minutes.
They're unable to go. Well, not so much unable to. They're just unwilling to. They don't want to take the risk of going to Roshan, losing a fight, getting Titan back in the game. Because if Titan win a fight, they're still going to be behind by quite a big margin, but it just sort of sets the wheels in motion as far as a comeback is concerned.
Another arrow onto Roche, and Newbee will just move back into the pit. They're slowly whittling this big creep down, and
immediately Titan respond. They kind of impose themselves near the pit. And Doom now, importantly, has picked up some armor. He's got the plate now. He needed that armor. Before that, he was sitting on like 6 or 7 armor. Now he's up to about 18.
Oh, arrow will connect onto Extinct in the mid lane. Maybe they can use this to find and engage. Nope. But yeah, you're right about that, Doom. He desperately needed armor. That's one of the problems when you go with that Vanguard for survivability. It's not a good solo tank item on Doom because of that armor issue that he has.
Yeah.
So now he is definitely pretty darn tanky.
Titan, they smoke up, and this is... I feel like this is one of those smokes which has basically got to work for Titan. If this doesn't work, they just haven't achieved anything the last 5 minutes. Sure, they've slowed down Newbee and stalled up the game, but you're stalling for what? If you're not making plays, getting kills, turning the game around, you're not going to win it, and that's what this smoke gank is looking to achieve. So this, to me, is possibly like almost a last-ditch effort from Titan. Even though if it fails, they probably won't call GG. In my eyes, if this doesn't work, they're probably out. Yeah,
and here we go. They'll hop forward. Hex onto How to start things off. He'll get doomed up as well. But Shadow Shaman will actually be the first to fall. Lifestealer goes down shortly after. They'll pick off Banana, playing on that Enchantress. Buyback from the Lifestealer. They want to find a way to turn this around. And knowing the Rasta Wars are down, there's a Sleight of Fist Bola combo. And Ohio, he'll get picked off as Moo will use that Ember Spirit ultimate to finish him down. And oh boy. Yep, there's that Sleight of Fist Bola combo. And Abyssal Blade, Doom will die.
That was a fantastic initiation from Titan. That was about as clean of an engagement as they were ever going to get. They got the Blink Hex to prevent Lifestealer raging. They followed up with a Blink Hook Stomp from a higher, which caught out 2 heroes as well. And then the Doom came out as well. I mean, they killed Lifestealer right off the bat. And then they moved on, got a second target, taking minimal casualties.
Yep.
But they still get crushed in the team fight. Like that.
So, yeah.
It's all over. Like that to me just seals the deal.
So there were a few problems there. We were really seeing that golden experience graph, like how far in favor it's been of Newbee, just in full force right there. Lifestealer did buy back, and he had an easy tower to port to. That tier 2 was still standing, so he could actually get back to that fight very quickly.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that went wrong. but also there's just a carry advantage for Newbee with this
They've got
Mirana. She hits
Or
hard.
three, yeah.
I mean, she's now got the Desolator,
Dire's
Ember
bottom
Spirit. He
tower
has a
has
Daedalus, so
fallen.
he hits hard. So even though they
Dire's
shut down the Life
structures
Stealer,
are
there's still
fortified.
a hard carry Ember Spirit and the semi-carry Mirana that do a
Dire's
lot of
bottom
physical
barracks
damage.
are under attack.
If they had a way to take out at least
Dire's
2
bottom
of those 3
barracks
carries, I
has
think they can win the
fallen.
fight. But they can only take out one out of the
Dire's
3 in any
bottom
given
barracks
fight, which
has
is just
fallen.
not enough. So they're going to lose bottom racks then. It's all over at this point. Titan, unfortunately, they had a great start to their run WPC. They were 9-1, but it looks like they're going to go 9-3. They're
Dire's
still
top
well in this and
barracks
still
are
have a good
under
chance of
attack.
advancing to the playoffs. But this series here against me is pretty much done stuff.
Yeah, and there will be one range drag still standing in our last team fight here. Shadow Shaman falls. They will get a kill onto the Ember Spirit, but he also takes the Ancient Apparition out with him. Now Yamate, he's in some big trouble. This Enchantress is just wrecking it with the Impetus, and there you have it. GG, well played. Titan will tap out, and Newbee stopped them dead in their tracks with a 2-0 victory in this best-of-2 series.
Hopefully a sign that we may be seeing some more Ember Spirit in the Eastern Sea and WPC, because this hero is just like top ban, top pick material
Good
over
hero.
in the West. And
Good hero.
oh, yeah, fantastic hero. I don't know if these like Asian teams are saying we don't. That's like, oh, let's not start playing him because he's gonna get nerfed or something in the next patch. But yeah, like that's definitely the general consensus in the Western scene.
Newbee don't even look excited about this. They're kind of just like, yeah, we won 2-0, but it was kind of hard. And
They were more excited about game 1. Like game 1 was over and there was like they were animated, they were yelling at each other. And
Dude, they seemed almost mad after game 1, just like, guys,
Yeah.
we're better than this team. That was way too close for comfort. What's going on
It
here?
was a mixture of like mad as well. They were animated. That was the thing. Now it's just
animated
like
relief.
they'll just seem flat. I guess for
Yeah.
them, like they knew that game was over in the bag for probably like the last, in their minds, the last 20 minutes or so. They were like, look, we're so far ahead.
Yeah.
We know we're good enough to not throw this game, so we're not going to throw this game. And they did. They played it smart.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It was in their hands to throw, and that Ember Spirit, he just did a lot of damage that game. I actually kind of want to see how much damage did he do overall. Was he, per usual, the big damage dealer? I have to imagine so. So Lifestealer did 10,000 hero damage that game.
Wow.
The Enchantress did about 6,000. Ember Spirit, he did 20,000 damage. Mirana did 10,000 as well. So he
Ember
did as
Spirit,
much
man.
as the Mirana and the Lifestealer combined.
Yeah, that's where maybe they were dooming the wrong target. Some of these fights. Well,
Maybe.
Lifesteal, yeah, once he has
Maybe.
that, but the thing is, he was doing more damage than the Lifesteal because Lifesteal was getting doomed every fight. If it was if that's Ember Spirit getting doomed every fight, their damage output's probably a lot more even.
A little bit more even, yeah. I guess that's true. I guess Lifestealer, he got doomed every single
Yes.
team fight. He was the target every time.
If
so
you
like I
swap
said,
the roles there, then it's Lifesteal having top damage on the team.
Yeah.
So it was just the circumstances.
Yeah. So that wraps up our WPC Ace coverage today. There will be more tomorrow night, and that's when it really gets serious. There will be
Yes.
3 best-of-2s. First one doesn't have Titan at all. I think it's HGT versus someone. I'm forgetting who it
HGT
is.
versus
the top of my
LGD or versus CIS or something.
Yeah, but then after that, that's when the gauntlet continues, and that will be Titan versus DK, and then Titan versus IG.
Yeah,
So
so
it
big
might
one.
not be in that order, but it's DK and IG are the
You're
next
right.
2 up.
That's the order for it.
Okay.
tomorrow. Yeah.
So,
The first match, I'll quickly check what it's going to be. Assuming I can do that. It's going
yeah.
to be Vici Gaming versus Hearts Get Together.
Okay, yeah, I knew it was HGT.
It's not
but-
Hearts Get Together either. HGT. Hyperglory team.
So 3 good best-of-3s tomorrow, but Titan will have the ultimate test. They struggled against Newbee. Maybe they can dethrone the big guys.
I think
DK,
there's a chance
IG.
they take a game off one of the 2 teams, maybe even a game off each, but they're definitely underdogs going into tomorrow. So
Yeah.
look forward to seeing more from them. They're definitely, like already since getting to China, you can see some significant improvements.
Absolutely. So that's it for us tonight, though. We'll have a rebroadcast coming up next,
Yeah.
and Starladder Europe coverage begins in 25 minutes over on the Dota Starladder channel.
Yeah,
So
we've got more covering games today. So
non-stop Dota here at BTS, man.
Yeah.
It's
I
pretty
mean,
serious.
you were talking about like your friends like telling you like, oh, there's always like something on BTS, and that's like
yeah.
people tell me like your stream's never offline. Like between at least like the Starlight channel and the BTS channel, when is our stream offline? I'm like, I don't know. It's
Very
just-
rarely.
want-
Basically, when Starladder has an off day,
If you want 32 action,
BTS is the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we not have something live. There's generally a rebroadcast up of something fairly recent that you may
Yeah.
miss.
And then while that's not happening, we're eating dinner and talking about
Oh,
Dota
man.
and strategizing. It's-
Deserved MVP
It's
Banana.
non-stop. Oh, yeah, good call.
Without a doubt, that guy was
Yeah.
the difference maker.
I
in the
think
early
that is a very safe
game.
call.
If he didn't get MVP, I would have been upset.
Yeah.
That's one of those games where you look at it and sure it's the lifesteal with the top farm, sure it's the Ember Spirit with the highest damage output, but they got that because of the Enchantress.
Yeah, absolutely. She
Looking
set
at
the
our
tone.
standings, Titan's still number 1 with the most wins, but they played the most games. They have a number of losses, and not to mention some
I
tough
don't
matches
really
on
like
there.
this chart. It tells you their
Yeah.
raw score, but you have no context
How
of
many
like
games they played,
yeah, exactly. you
even
know.
who they've played.
Right, like
DK's 10th place. Like, what's wrong with you, DK? What are
Yeah.
you doing with your lives?
DK has 0. It's like, oh wait a tick, they haven't played any games yet,
No.
so they're it's kind of a goofy way to display those scores. But
Right.
all right, that wraps it up for us today. And check out Starlighter, and then WPC Ace will be starting a little bit earlier, just about 20-ish hours from now. No, more like 18 hours, something like that. But we'll see you guys there. Take care.